friends, welcome back to my channel. So one of the things that I really struggle with in terms of decluttering is wanting to hold on to things that I'm not really using, but they still have a little bit of usefulness. So they're not ideal, they're not the best that I have, they're not the things that I probably reach for right away, but they have just a little bit of utility left, and I was raised to get everything that I can out of the product, especially if you've spent money on it, or you can't throw this away because you haven't gotten your money's worth. Sometimes your money's worth has been accomplished. Sometimes getting your money's worth has been accomplished and you can get rid of the thing, especially when you feel like you're being bogged down a little bit by holding on to it. My daughter is 3.5. She's gonna turn 4 in October, so yeah, June, yeah, so she's exactly 3.5. And she's better at this than I am. So case in point, we went to a graduation party 2 weeks ago for one of our cousins, and they had a kids table with little treats for the kids. So one of the things that my daughter got was this giant coloring and activity book. It's Dinosaurs, it's Jurassic Park. She was thrilled when she received it, and it has lots of pages to color. And so, me being the person that I am, like, there's this page where she just colored this part, right? And I'm like, we could do all of this, and there are a couple of pages over here where she only colored a little bit because she was doing most of this at the party. And so I'm like, okay, there's an entire page in here that we could still hold on to the book to color, right? So one day this week, she was looking for something to do, and I took this down, and she's like, no, that's finished. I said, you could color this. She's like, no, that's finished. And in her mind, she's colored most of this, the activity is over, and she's done with this book. She is not planning to return to it. So in true mom style, what I will do is rip out the couple of pages that she hasn't colored that we could take with us if we're ever going somewhere. I need a little activity, or if I'm looking for a few minutes to something for her to do for a couple of minutes, I could tape one of these pages onto the table and she'll color while I'm feeding her or something, because yeah, that's another issue. Sometimes, like, I have to actually feed her in order for her to finish her food. But aside from that, this giant coloring book that was taking up space over there on my shelf, I could throw out. So I'm going to rip out those pages, and it will be easier to discard the pages after she's colored them, and then this whole thing will be gone. So I'm telling you all of this because I started this project where I'm supposed to be decluttering 1,000 things, but trying to make it bookish. It's not hard for me to make things bookish because, as you can see, I have a wealth of books and a lot of my life is bookish. But this decluttering exercise has not just been about books. Some of it has been about books, some of it has been inspired by books, because number one, I've been reading the books to get the information, and some of you that I have met because of books have given me resources and given me advice and tips, and I love it. Thank you so much for everything that you've suggested thus far. And also because sometimes getting rid of things that are bookish can be the hardest for people like me who are naturally inclined towards books. But if we are true bookworms, bookworms consume books, and so we should be looking to consume books, to read them, to get everything that we can from them, and then passing them on. So I have a lot of bookish things that I just need to, it's not even making decisions, it's not necessarily that I'm getting rid of them, I just need to do what I need to do with them. So continuing on in that vein, so publishers send me books for more than one reason. So sometimes they send me books to read and write a review, and in that case I read the whole book. Sometimes they send me books and they ask me to put pictures on Instagram, promote on Instagram, review not required. So in that case, I might not actually get to the book. I may start the book and read a few pages, 100 pages, 30 pages, whatever, just to kind of see how I'm feeling about the book. But I might not have read the book. But I thought about it. I wanted to, right? Some of those times I keep the book around because it's my intention to read all the books that have come my way, right? I want to read all the books all the time. But I have entire stacks of books that have been lingering for several years. This one I think I got last year. And I do really want to read this book. It is a 420 page book, and I don't know when I'm going to get the chance. But this is not necessarily this book. I'm just saying I have lots of books like this, and they're in piles, and someday we'll get to them. Someday we'll get to them. But yeah, I need to start making decisions on some of these books. If I haven't even been inclined to put it on a TBR, I don't know if I'm going to get to it. So I'm holding up this book as an example, not necessarily meaning that book, but lots of books like that. So in this video, we're going to try to declutter some things, and starting with the books, but I'm extending it to other things that, like I said, I've gotten the utility out of them. I have accomplished the reason that I got the thing in the first place. And so now it's time to decide whether it's time for the thing to still live here or live somewhere else. Another case in point, this little hat. Now this is like a throwaway hat that you probably get at a dollar store. My daughter brought this home. So it was Crazy Hat Day at school. My daughter is 3, and so the teachers, the school provided these hats for the kids to decorate if they didn't bring a hat themselves. So the day when it was actually Crazy Hat Day, my daughter was ill, and she wasn't ill. We had an event, and I had to go to a funeral. I had to attend a funeral in Manhattan, and I wasn't sure that I was going to be back in time to pick her up from school. So I decided not to let her go to school that day. I let her go to the funeral with me. So she missed Crazy Hat Day at school, but it was fine because it was an entire week of dress up, and she was able to do the dress up for the other days. And so it wasn't just her, there were some other children that missed that day as well. And so the teacher the next day said you could either wear your hat the next day, or they'd give her a hat. They'd give the children hats to decorate. And so this is the hat that my daughter decorated. She put a smiley face on it and a couple of star stickers, and then she brought it home. And I said, it's a nice enough hat. I'm not putting the band back on because I don't want to make the noise on the video. So we've kept the hat now, and it's been about 2 months, and this hat has just been sitting around. And at no point in the last 2 months has my daughter taken up this hat and put it on her head. And it's not gonna fit me. It's like a New Year's hat or something, but it's not gonna fit me. And she's not wearing it. She doesn't need it. It costs $1 if I ever needed to replace it, and it wasn't my dollar that was spent. So this is going in the garbage. Things like that include this bag. So on camera, this may actually look like a nice enough bag, and it was really nice when I bought it. It had this kind of suede, and I used to carry this bag for church. I got this from Avon back when I used to sell Avon. Most of the products that I sold as an Avon salesperson, I sold to myself because I'd get the catalog and I'd buy all these kinds of things that you just don't see in stores. So I love this. But now the handle has cracked. It cracked to the point where I was carrying it the other day, and it like scratched my hand. So okay, so I'll show you, like the leather. It's not leather, but the handle has broken. Like I'm showing you, like I'm justifying why the bag is no longer good. Like I used to carry this bag to church, but now, even though this part is nice, this part is not nice anymore. And so am I still going to carry this bag? Probably not, especially since the last time I carried it, it scratched my hand. So it's time for me to say bye to this bag. I know I could probably try to cover the handles. I did that once with a bag and it didn't last. I was out and the handle broke on me. So I'm never going to do that again. And I don't need to hold on to this bag because I have other bags that I carry for church. This is a nice little black one, but I have a nice bag that someone gave me a few years ago that I carry for church most times. And so this was nice. But I've had this now for, let me see, I was selling Avon back in 2012, 2013. Yeah, about 2013. So approximately 10 years. I had this bag for about 10 years, and I'd carry this bag several times a year each year. So I have gotten my money's worth. Now, do I put it in the garbage? Probably not. I will leave it somewhere to see if someone else wants it, and then they could decide what happens with it. But I don't need to keep it because I'm not using it, and I could just hold on to it for a while. So it still has like my Bible, my little Bible, which this Bible has been through a lot. It needs to be replaced. My husband actually bought me a replacement Bible, but because of how small this one is, I still carry it sometimes, especially when I need a small Bible. And this is my hymnal for church. So together, these little things that I need actually fit really well into this bag. They're black and gold, and this is black and gold, but I don't need to do that. So this bag, along with all the contents, will go bye-bye. And it's a lot of things like that that I have around my house that just have a little bit of utility that I could convince myself that I could still get out of them, that I just need to let go of that idea. I need to let go of that belief. I need to let go of that thought. So this video is about me letting go of my belief system that I just need to squeeze out the last little bit, because we don't really need to do that. So there's still candy in my bag from the last time I went to church with this bag. So see, there are rewards for sometimes for decluttering your stuff. So that's what this video is about. I'm gonna show you a clip, show you a video of what I actually declutter in this pass through. Hopefully with a number of how many things I get rid of. And so yeah, that's what I'm talking about today. Trying to declutter 1,000 things from my house. I'm not even keeping track anymore. At this point I just want to declutter. I want to declutter until it feels good. I want to declutter until I feel good about what's happened. So my daughter got new crayons as part of her gift for her moving up ceremony. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of most of these broken crayons. We'll keep the whole ones, but everything else could go. Free up some space. And so these are just sheets of paper that I culled from what we have hanging around. Worksheets that we have done. Pieces of paper from projects. These are actually papers that I printed for my Pathfinders, but all of them got a paper, so these are extras. And yeah, just like lots of little worksheets. We do a lot of work around here, and after we're done with this, like, we don't need to hold on to them anymore. So yeah, these are going in the recycling. This is another bag that I am emptying so that I can discard it. As you can see, this one is also way past its shelf life. Yeah, I love this bag. It's my crossbody bag that I would hang on my shoulder as I'm picking up my kiddo. But it's done. Yeah, I hope you got some inspiration from this epiphany that I had today, that we don't need to hold on to things forever. Even if especially if you're holding on to things for just that little bit of utility left, maybe it's okay to let it go. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got some inspiration, especially if you're trying to declutter. Let me know how that's going for you. And until we come back for another video, happy reading. Bye.